Hi, for this Excel demo, we're going to go over how to create or use Excel to solve a problem, a multivariable problem. But first what we need to do is get the solver add-in that comes with Excel. We need to make it so it's a button on a ribbon so we can use it to solve this problem that's currently showing. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the Office button and click on Excel Options down at the bottom. From here we're going to go to Add-ins on the side, click on Add-ins. I'm going to find under Inactive Application Add-ins, we're going to find Solver Add-in. Here on mine it's at the bottom. So I'm going to click on it and I'm going to click Manage Excel Add-ins and click Go. So it opens up the add-ins that I have available. I want this solver add-in for this particular problem that we're trying to solve. So I'm going to click on it and I'm going to hit OK. So it's going to say it can't run this add-in, it needs to be installed. So I say yes, I want to install it. Hopefully this will work. So while my computer thinks, we're just going to sit here and have a moment of zen. Actually, I think I'm going to play for y'all my current favorite song. Let's see if I can find it. By Sam Sparrow, Black and Gold. Oh. Okay. So this is done. I'm going to turn that off. And go back. So now we should have under Data, off to the side, have an Analysis, and the Solver button will come up. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the solver to look at this set of data. We've got some TVs, like 3 different electronic goods that can be made based on these parts, and each one of them takes a different number of parts in order to make one. For example, a TV set needs this entire list of components, a chassis, a picture tube, 2 speaker cones, 1 power supply, and 2 electronics in order to create a TV set. Up here at the top we have profits per item, which shows that one TV will get $100 in profit. So the idea, or the question that we're answering, is how many of each of these 3 things, how many of the TV set, the stereo, and the speakers do we need to create to make the greatest total profit? So total profits shows up here at the bottom. The way that we do this is we change these 3 cells, which are quantity. I'm going to highlight them in light green. I'm going to put them in yellow so you can tell that I'm moving them, and then I'm going to make profits green. So that's green. So that's the number that we want. Okay. So just as an example, I'm going to put, let's say we make 100 TV sets. I hit enter. My total profits is $13,300, but I still have some inventory left over. So let's go to Solver, open it up, and start putting this problem into the solver for us. So as soon as you hit Solver, this dialog box pops up. This is where you set all the different parameters or kind of conditions of what you're looking for so that Excel can solve for you. So in this target cell, this is the target cell of what we're looking for. So in this problem, I'm going to reset all. Okay. In this problem, our target cell is going to be total profits. So I'm going to click on total profits. And so it's C18. We're trying to find the maximum, so we're going to click max. So by changing cells, so this is asking us what 3 cells we're supposed to be changing. So if you remember from earlier, this is going to be these 3 cells that I have highlighted in yellow. So what we're telling it is that it needs to change these 3 cells that are listed here by changing the target cell that I have highlighted in green. So we could just hit solve now, but it doesn't know what constraints to use. What is a constraint? A constraint is a limit that it needs to stay within. So an example of a constraint for this problem would be that the inventory left over has to be 0 or above. It can't be negative. You can't have a negative number of picture tubes, for example. So in order to add this, I'm going to click on Add, and a new dialog box pops up that's called Add Constraint. So, I'm going to click on Cell Reference. So on this one, I'm going to do all of the inventory left over. These numbers in these boxes needs to be greater than or equal to 0. So click Add. Good. So we have one of our constraints has been created. Another constraint that we have that this example needs to follow is that the quantity of products of TV sets, stereos, and speakers needs to be all as well greater than or equal to 0. You can't produce a negative number of TV sets. So I'm going to hit OK because I'm finished. So now you can see the two constraints that we've created. The first one, which was regards to the amount of inventory left over, and the second one that shows the different quantity that we have. Make sure the quantities stay greater than or equal to 0. So that's it. I've set the target cell. I've told it which cells it's changing to find the maximum target cell, and then I've created a couple of constraints for this problem. So now I'm going to come over and I'm going to hit solve. It says it found a solution, and it's that all constraints and optimality conditions were satisfied. I'm going to say keep solver solution and hit OK. So the solution that Solver came up with is that I need to create 250 TV sets, 5 stereos, and 95 speakers, and this will give me a total profit of $28,000. Awesome. So this has been a lesson on how to create Excel, use Excel Solver to analyze a problem set. Thanks a lot.